Powerful Focus by Thibaut Meurisse, English Book Summary. Hello friends, welcome to 1% Grow. Today, we will talk about Powerful Focus by Thibaut Meurisse. Madhav used to run his grocery shop in a small town. His father had started the shop, and now he was managing it. Life was just passing by like this. Opening the shop in the morning, talking to customers, doing accounts in the evening, and then going home to sleep. But deep inside, he felt that something was missing in his life. He used to work hard day and night, but without any direction. One day, when he went to the city to buy new goods for his shop, his eyes fell on a bookstore. Although he was not particularly interested in books, he went inside after thinking about something. There, his eyes got stuck on a book. Powerful Focus, a 7-day plan to develop mental clarity and build strong focus by Thibaut Meurisse. The title of the book was such that he felt that maybe this is the thing that I need. He bought the book and came home, and sat down to read. The name of the first chapter was Clarity Foundation of Focus. According to the book, it is impossible to get focus without clarity unless you have this. If you don't know what you want, all your hard work will go to waste. Madhav felt that this line was written for him. His shop was running well, money was also coming in, but was this what he wanted to do all his life? Was he having any personal growth? Did he have any big dreams? He started asking himself questions. If I keep going like this, where will I be in the next 5 years? Am I really in control of my life, or am I just flowing with the circumstances? He read further in the book, establish clear goals to guide your actions and decisions. It means that if you want the right direction in your life, then first of all, you have to clarify your goals. Madhav thought that he was just running his father's shop, but should he have any personal goal as well? The next morning, he took out a notebook and asked himself a question. What do I want in life? At first, no answer came to his mind. Only the same everyday things were going on in his mind. He wanted to open the shop, check the stock, and place orders, but then he started thinking deeply. He wanted to close the shop and go for a walk somewhere. Learn something new. He wanted to expand his own business. He was always interested in technology and online business, but he had never thought about it seriously. He worked on his goals for the next few days. Whenever he got free time while sitting in the shop, he would take out his notebook and write something or the other. Slowly, a picture started forming. One short-term goal is to learn about online business. Mid-term goal, to create an online platform for his shop. 3 long-term goals, to create a business model in which he does not have to sit in the shop all day. As soon as he thought about all this, he started feeling a different energy. Now he was not just running the shop, but was moving towards a bigger vision. Another thing was written in the book, regularly revise your vision so that focus and motivation remain. That is, whenever you feel that your goal is getting confused, redefine it. Madhav started working on his short-term goal. Sangeet also pays less attention to the shop. Sandeep said laughingly. Madhav smiled. I am not busy, brother, I am clear about what to do. Earlier, I was just working. Now I understand why I am doing this. Oh ho, some new book with the best because earlier I did not know what to do, now there is clarity, so the focus has also come. Sandeep nodded. He is saying the right thing. Madhav had realized that he was not made to just run a shop, he had to do something big, and for this, first of all, it was necessary to clear his goals. This was just the first step. Now Madhav was feeling a new energy in his life where earlier his daily routine was bound in a routine, now every day seemed like an opportunity to learn something new and improve himself. He had set his goals by now, but one question was still bothering him. Is this really the same thing that he wants to do all his life? In the next chapter of the book it was written that just setting goals is not enough. It is important that those goals are aligned with your real desires and strengths. If you are trying to do something that does not match your natural abilities or interests, then you will not be able to last long. Madhav was deeply moved by this thought. He had been sitting in his father's shop since childhood and had always thought that his future would revolve around this. But was he really happy in this job? He asked himself, if money were not an issue, what would I like to do? At first, no concrete answer came to mind. If you like our free summary, you can subscribe to our channel, buy our membership, or support us through UPI. Now let's go back to the summary. But then he tried to go back to his childhood memories. He remembered that he was always interested in technology and gadgets. When his friends played cricket, he would read about new technologies. He understood the features of mobile phones and computers. He followed online trends. He also remembered how much fun he had when he first set up his shop's digital inventory system. He wasn't just working, he was enjoying himself. Maybe this was his passion. Business and technology. When he started thinking, the matter got complicated. He understood. He was not able to understand what his real strength was. He adopted an easy method. He asked his closest people. First of all, he asked his mother, "Mother, what do you think is my biggest strength?" Mother replied without thinking, "Your patience, you never give up easily." Madhav felt a little strange to hear this because he had never seen himself from this angle. He also asked his friend Sandeep, "Brother, is there any quality of mine that you find most special?" Sandeep smiled and said, "Your analytical thinking, you analyze everything in detail, that is why none of your decisions go wrong easily." Madhav nodded. He understood that his strengths included patience and logical thinking. Now that he had started understanding his desires and strengths, the next step was to connect them with his goals. He took out his notebook and wrote, "I like technology. I like to optimize business. My strength is analytical thinking and patience. So can I do something that brings all these things together?" He thought that his shop was already a small business, but he would have to make it modern if he wanted to use technology. If used correctly, he can turn it into a big brand. Now he had to make his strategy. First of all, he started researching online marketplaces. He wanted to know how people take their shops online, how digital marketing works, and how a local business can be taken to the national level. Every day, whenever he got free time while sitting in the shop, he used to do online research. Slowly, he started understanding that just running the shop is not his real goal. He wants to create a business model in which technology is used properly so that his business does not depend only on his physical presence. One night, when it was time to close the shop, he sat outside on a stool and started thinking, if my real strength is analytical thinking and I like technology, then can I be limited to my shop only? He felt that no, he had to go beyond this. Now he had a new goal in front of him to create such a digital platform through which even local grocery shopkeepers can do business online. This was like bringing a change not only for his shop but for the entire system. Madhav realized that this was the thing that he enjoyed doing. The next day, he called an old customer of his shop and said, "I am not lazy, I am." He talked to Rajiv uncle, who was a big business consultant earlier. "Son, if you have found your goal, then don't stop now. Start exploring it as soon as possible." Madhav decided in his mind that now he would not limit himself to just shopkeeping. Now he had to connect his real strength and desires with himself. Now, Madhav was slowly starting to see things. He had understood his passion and strength and was now thinking of giving a new direction to his business. But one thing was still not clear. Was what he was doing just to earn money, or was there any deep satisfaction in it? In the next chapter of the book, it was written that if your goals do not match your values, then after a time, you will lose your motivation. You should feel your goals not only on a practical level but also on an emotional level. Madhav was shocked by this. He questioned himself, what are my real values? Earning money is important, but is money the only priority? He started thinking about when he felt the happiest while working in the shop. When he made a good profit, or when a customer left happy with him, and blessed from the heart. He remembered that an old lady used to come to his shop every day, who was not very educated and had difficulty making online payments. One day, when she did not have cash, Madhav patiently explained to her how to make UPI payments. Slowly, she learned, and now she started doing digital transactions very comfortably. When she made the payment for the first time herself, the happiness in her eyes was still remembered by Madhav. He thought that perhaps this was his real value, to use technology in such a way that people's lives become easier. Now the question was whether his new business idea matched his values. He asked himself, do I want to create a digital platform just to earn money, or do I want small shopkeepers also to get the benefit of technology? Madhav realized that if he only ran after profits, one day his energy would end. If his work matches his values, he will enjoy doing it every day. He decided to adopt a new approach. He wanted to create a digital solution not just for his shop but for the entire local market. He decided that he would help connect small shopkeepers to a digital platform so that they too can take online orders, make digital payments easily, and grow their business. The next day, he spoke to his friend Sandeep, who was a web developer. "Brother, I want to create a platform through which even small shopkeepers can do online business, but it will not be just for business, it will also be a guidance system for them so that they can learn to adopt technology in the right way." Sandeep smiled and said, "That means you want to create a community, not just an app." Madhav felt good hearing these words. He started making a plan with Sandeep. They thought that initially they would do a trial with some local shopkeepers. Madhav spoke to 2 or 3 shopkeepers in his market and explained his idea to them. Some people found it a bit difficult in the beginning, but when Madhav explained to them that this would increase their business, then he also started getting interested in it. Slowly, he started working on his project. He made a basic model for his platform and tested it with some shopkeepers. When, for the first time, someone received an online order and the payment was also digital, Madhav got a different kind of happiness. He felt that now he was not just doing business, he was bringing a change. Now he was more motivated than ever because he knew that whatever he was doing was completely in line with his real values. Madhav had now completely understood his goals and values. He knew in which direction he had to go, but one problem still remained: distractions. Whenever he sat down to focus on his work, sometimes some small work of the shop would come up, sometimes a friend would come to meet him, sometimes he would start scrolling on his phone. One day, he noticed that whenever he wanted to do something productive, something or the other distracted him. In the next chapter of the book, it was written that if you want to stay focused in the true sense, then first you have to remove those things from your life. You have to remove these distractions, which are harming your productivity. Madhav first of all tried to understand what his biggest distraction is. One day, he noted his daily routine, and in the evening, he saw where most of his time was being spent. He thought that he was very busy, but when he analyzed himself, he found out that many times he used to scroll social media on mobile without any reason, used to have long conversations in a group of friends without any reason, and many times used to get entangled in small tasks of the shop which could have been done without him. Now he understood that, first of all, he had to get rid of these distractions. He adopted the technique of zero-based thinking, which was mentioned in the book. In this, everything is seen as if he is just starting, and it is thought whether that thing is really important or is just a waste of time. First of all, he decided to control his time on social media. He set a timer on his phone so that he only has a limited time on social media every day. He started managing some of his unnecessary expenses in a better way. Now he was freeing himself to focus on things that were his real priority, but the biggest distraction was old memories, worries about the unknown, fears coming up, or just random thoughts. He decided to handle this too. He learned from the book that whenever this happens, bring your mind back from a specific trigger. He adopted a method for himself. Every time he started getting distracted, he would take a deep breath and read a small note kept on his table, on which was written, "Is this important? For my goals right now." Slowly, he started removing unnecessary things from his life. He also improved his night's sleep so that he would wake up feeling refreshed in the morning. Now his focus was stronger than ever after this change. When he sat down to work on his digital platform, he was able to work for hours without any interruption. Now neither did unnecessary distraction bother him, nor did he have the habit of procrastinating. Madhav now found a way to get rid of distraction, but when he thought deeply, he saw another problem. He was working all day, but was he focusing on those things that had the most impact? It was written in the book that most people spend % of their time on things which give only % results, whereas if looked at correctly, only % high-impact tasks can give the full % results. Meaning if he focuses on the right things, He can bring about a big change even with less effort. Madhav thought about which work in his life has the most impact. He again analyzed his daily routine. He used to work from the time he opened the shop in the morning till night, but when he observed, he realized that most of his time was spent on small tasks. Sometimes checking the stock, sometimes reconciling the accounts, sometimes getting involved in unnecessary conversation with a customer, but in reality, he was not paying much attention to the tasks that were most important for his shop and his new digital platform. He thought about which work could bring the biggest impact to his shop. He realized that if he gave better service to his customers and understood their needs, his sales would automatically increase. If he spends time connecting the right shopkeepers on the digital platform, his business can grow rapidly. This means that he should do only those tasks that bring real change and not those that just keep him busy throughout the day. Now he adopted a strategy. Every morning, he started writing his 3 most important tasks. These tasks were those that could make the biggest impact. He started assigning the rest of the small tasks to his staff daily. In the very first week, he felt a big change. Earlier, he used to get every order packed himself, but now he has given this responsibility to one of his trusted staff members. Now he could spend that time promoting his digital service. He started trying to connect some shopkeepers in the market to his digital platform. At first, some people were hesitant, but when he told them how this would increase their sales, gradually, people started agreeing to it. Now he used to post only such content on social media that added value to the customers and shopkeepers. Earlier, he used to post only about the products, but now he also started showing how to use technology properly. He started conducting free workshops for small shopkeepers where he would give them tips on online payment, digital inventory management, and basic business growth. Slowly, things started changing. Earlier, he used to be involved in small tasks all day. Now, he does what has the most impact. He started making more progress in less time. His shop's sales started increasing, and most importantly, people started adopting his digital platform. Now he realized that real growth is not in working hard, but at the right place. He was not as busy as before, but had become more productive and impactful than before. Madhav had now understood which tasks he had to focus on, but when he looked at his work throughout the day, he realized that his energy level was not always the same. In the morning, he would be completely active and alert, but by the afternoon, his energy would start dropping. By the evening, his mind would start feeling so heavy that he started avoiding taking any big or important decisions. Then he thought that if he wanted to increase his productivity, then he would need to save not just time, but you would also have to manage your energy. It was written in the book that people often do not understand that the real game is not of time management but of energy management. No person can work with the same mental and physical energy throughout the day. Everyone has a natural energy cycle, which is most important to recognize and work with accordingly. Madhav started paying attention to his energy throughout the day. He noticed that he is most alert and productive from morning to evening, then his energy level was the lowest from PM to PM in the afternoon, and then after PM in the evening, he used to recover a bit, but even then he was not able to think as fast as in the morning. Now the question was how to use this information correctly. First of all, he started scheduling his high-impact tasks for the morning. As soon as he wakes up in the morning, he first starts planning for his digital service, sets appointments to meet new customers, and updates his social media plan. He knew that this was the most creative and mentally focused work, so it was best to do it in the morning. Afternoon, when his energy was the lowest, he kept it for tasks that did not require much effort. During this time, he used to take feedback from old customers, do bank work, or manage payments. In the evening, when his energy was a little better, he would check the inventory of his shop or sit with the team and plan for the next day. But just doing the right work at the right time was not enough. He had to find other ways to boost his energy. He started paying attention to his sleep. Earlier, he used to scroll through his mobile till late at night, and his sleep remained incomplete, due to which the next day he felt completely tired. Now he kept a fixed time to sleep and made it a habit to stay away from the phone at night. This made his morning fresher and more energetic than before. Apart from this, he started taking a small break in the afternoon. Earlier, he used to think that working continuously without stopping was the key to success, but now he understands how important it is to take small breaks to maintain energy for a long time. Gradually, his entire routine started getting set. Now he was not just working, but he was spending his energy in the right way so that he could give his best performance throughout the day. Now his life was starting to feel smoother than before, and he was starting to feel more in control than before. Madhav had now understood the right way to manage his energy, but he noticed that whenever he sat down to work on an important task, his attention would get diverted within a short time. Sometimes, a staff member of the shop would come to ask about something. Sometimes a customer would engage him in a long conversation without any reason. Sometimes his mind would get entangled in random things. He realized that just scheduling the right work at the right time is not enough. He will have to set a proper routine to strengthen his focus. It was written in the book that if you want to go into deep focus, then you will have to develop a focus ritual, that is, a process that signals your mind every time that now you have to concentrate completely. Madhav liked this idea. He thought that he would also create a focus ritual for himself so that whenever he works on an important task, when he works, his full focus should be on that and unnecessary things should not come in between. First of all, he created a dedicated workspace for himself. Earlier, he used to work for the digital platform by sitting here and there, sometimes at the shop counter, sometimes in the warehouse, but now he has fixed the small office above his shop and created a proper working setup there. He placed a good chair and table there, got the lights fixed, and removed unnecessary things and kept only those things that could help him in his work, a laptop, a diary, a whiteboard, and some motivational notes. After this, he decided on a fixed time for his focus session. He noticed that his energy was highest between and in the morning, and there was not much crowd at the shop either. So he decided that every day at this time, he would do the most important work for his digital platform, talking to new shopkeepers, planning social media content, and making a marketing strategy. Now it was the turn of the ritual before going into focus. He decided that whenever he would sit to work at this time, he would first make a cup of green tea, then write today's top 3 tasks in his diary, and then he would take deep breaths for a few minutes and prepare himself completely for work. This small ritual started signaling his mind that now he has to go into deep focus. Initially, for a few days, he felt a little strange, but as he kept following this routine, his focus started becoming stronger than before. Now, whenever he did this ritual while sitting in his office, his mind automatically felt more alert and clear. The most important thing he also learned was that no distraction should disturb him during this time. He explained to his staff that he should not be disturbed without any emergency between and in the morning. He turned off the notifications on his phone and also blocked social media for this time. Now, when he sat down to work, his mind did not wander here and there. His focus had become sharper than before. Earlier, it took him 2 hours to make a post, but now he can complete it in minutes. Earlier, when it took him time to think and plan many times to add a new shopkeeper, now he was able to make decisions quickly. Gradually, this focus ritual became a part of his life. Now, whenever he had to work on an important task, he would first follow this ritual so that his mind could get straight to work without any interruption. This was not just a habit, it had become the new mantra of his success. His productivity was increasing day by day, and he was now realizing that the secret of success is not just in hard work but in working in the right way. Madhav was now feeling more focused and productive in his work than ever before. His day had now become a routine, his energy level was under control, and he had also become habituated to focusing on the most important things, but one day, when he sat down in the evening and reviewed his entire day, he felt that something was still missing. He felt that he was working in the same way without thinking whether any further improvement could be made in it. He remembered that it was written in the book that if you want to become a master in something, then you have to keep improving yourself continuously. This means making a good strategy once and sticking to it. Rather, it was to see whether the method he was following was still as effective today, whether any better method could be adopted, whether his productivity had improved from last week, or whether he was just walking around in a haze. Thinking this, he decided that he would analyze his work every week and see where he needed improvement. On Sunday morning, when the shop opened late, he started a new ritual, the self-review session. He sat down with his diary and started looking at the productivity of the entire week. First of all, he saw on which day he was most productive and why. He noted that on the days when he had a good sleep, exercised, and followed his focus ritual without distraction, his work went the most smoothly. On the days when he wasted more time on social media or some sudden work came in between, his productivity dropped. Now that he had an idea of his strengths and weaknesses, he took another step, improvement planning. He decided that every week he would do some new work. One will bring small changes that will improve their focus. In the first week, he decided that he would wake up early in the morning and meditate so that his mind would remain calm and clear. In the second week, he deleted some apps from his phone that were unnecessarily taking up time. In the third week, he organized his desk even more so that whenever he sits down to work, he can find every important thing easily. Gradually, he realized that every small improvement was making his life even easier and more effective. Earlier, it used to take him hours to complete a task, but now he was finishing it in half the time. Earlier, when he used to be entangled in many things throughout the day, his life had become more structured and focused, but this did not mean that everything was perfect. One day, he noticed that his energy was going down again, and he was not able to follow his fixed routine completely. At first, he had some trouble, but then he thought that maybe this was also a signal that he would have to upgrade his strategy again. He looked at his previous notes and understood that he needed to do some things in his life. There was a need to bring flexibility. He was so engrossed in trying to make everything perfect that sometimes he started putting too much pressure on himself. Now he made a new rule. In the last week of every month, he would take a day or two to relax completely and revise his focus system. If he felt that a strategy was not working, he would change it. This change made his life more balanced. Now he was not just working but was becoming better every day. Madhav had now realized that real success is not achieved by a single big step but by small improvements. He had now decided that he would never stop at one place but would sharpen his focus every day, increase his productivity a little more, and take his business a little further. Now there was more discipline and clarity in Madhav's life than ever before. His shop was running better, his focus was strong, and now he also understood that improvement never ends, but one thing he was wondering was if he was living the life he wanted to. He had read in the book that focus is not just about focusing on the right things, but also about knowing what to let go of. So far, he had been constantly working on improving his work, but did he ever wonder if this was his true passion? Was he just working so hard to make the shop successful, or was he getting some deep satisfaction from it? This question troubled him a bit. He asked himself for the first time how he would want to spend his life if money were not an issue. One night, when the shop was closed and he was sitting with his coffee, he took out an old diary in which he had written some old things about his childhood dreams, planning for college days, and everything he had ever wanted to do. There was a line in it that he had written for himself: "I want to do something that will make a difference in people's lives." As soon as he read this, a light flashed in his mind. He realized that he was happy with his shop, but this was not his ultimate goal. He wanted to do something else, something that would make him successful. He could help people to improve their lives, like this book was doing for him. From the next day onwards, he started a new beginning. He put a small bookshelf in a corner of the shop, in which he started keeping those books that he liked and from which he got to learn. Gradually, he started seeing that many people started showing interest in books. Some customers would even come to him and ask which book would be right for them. This was a new experience for him. Now he was not just a shopkeeper selling goods but a person who could also guide people to improve their lives. He organized his notes a bit more and gradually found some easy ways through which he could help his customers to make better decisions. One day, a boy came to the shop who was very confused about his career. He asked Madhav, "Brother, what should I do? I am not able to understand anything." Madhav, smiling, asked him just one question: "If you do not have to earn money, what would you like to do?" The boy kept thinking for some time and then said, "I like photography, but my family says that I cannot make it. Madhav took a picture from his diary, wrote a quote and gave it to the boy. The biggest loss is not that you lose, but that you never try. There was a new sparkle in the boy's eyes. He said, "Brother, I will try." That day, Madhav realized that his journey was not over, but the real journey had begun. He did not let his shop remain just a place to sell goods, but made it a space where people could learn something new, recognize their real passion, and gather courage to improve their lives. So, friends, this was our book summary for today. Do let us know by commenting how you liked it, and thank you for listening to the summary till the end. If this story inspired you, like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for more amazing book summaries. See you in the next video.